Hey guys, welcome back. It is about the middle of the week and we're going to talk about rate of change. So let's get started. What is rate of change? A rate of change is a ratio of the amount of change in the dependent variable or output to the amount of change in the independent variable or input. So kind of wordy definition, all this really means is a rate of change is the difference in y or the change in y values divided by the change in x values or the difference in x values. And we'll kind of look at what this means in a situation. So rate of change in a table. So when you're given a table like this, what you're gonna initially start by doing, you're going to, let me grab the right pen. You're gonna start by picking two of your points, because really what these are points on a coordinate plane. So they would be written as 0, 50. But we're just going to go ahead and look at them in their table right now. I'm going to highlight my y values and I'm going to highlight my x values. So I want to figure out what is the difference in y, and difference is a fancy math term for subtraction. So I want to find the change in y divided by the change in x. So I'm going to pull out my y values. So I'm going to take these two values right here. I'm going to take 50 minus 60 divided by 0 minus 4. All right, well, if we simplify that, 50 minus 60 is negative 10. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. A negative divided by a negative is going to give you a positive number, but you always want to put it in your calculator just to double check. So negative 10 divided by negative 4 is going to give you a positive 2.5. So this means the rate of change from that first point to that second point was 2.5. So next we're going to look at the rate of change with the last 2 points. So I'm going to look at these last 2 points real quick. And I'm going to say, okay, what is my change in y? So I'm going to grab my highlighter again. What is my change in y values divided by my change in x values? So I'm going to find the difference between these two. So I'm going to take 70 minus 80 divided by the change or difference in my x values. So 8 minus 12. All right, so 70 minus 80, that's going to give me negative 10 divided by 8 minus 12, that gives me negative 4 again. If you notice, we have the same ratio as we did the first time. So, and remember this bar right here in between this negative 10 and the negative 4, that represents division. So we can simplify this like I did in the first one. Negative 10 divided by negative 4 is going to give us a positive 2.5. So the rate of change for this entire table, since we got it by checking twice, is 2.5. Now, what does this mean? Is it variable or constant? So when we're talking about rate of change, it is either like you're driving on a road at a constant speed where your speed stays the same the entire time, or it's going to be variable where you start, stop, start, stop. So this is going to be constant, a constant rate of change because it stays 2.5 the entire time. A variable rate of change would be if these two values, these two rates of change were different numbers. All right, and finally, rate of change in a graph. This is kind of a simple concept once we do it once or twice, but we're gonna go ahead and look at this graph. So we've got distance in miles on our y-axis. We've got time in hours on our x-axis. So we wanna figure out what is the rate of change. Well, if you notice, we're given 2 points. We've got the point here and the point there. So I want you to think about it this way. Imagine that your friend is up on this floor. So imagine you're staying at a hotel. You are on this floor and you want to go see your friend who's up there on the next floor up. So wherever your leftmost point is, you want to go ahead and put your pencil on the point furthest to the left. So this point that I'm starting on is the point furthest to the left. I'm going to go up the elevator. So I'm going up 1 floor. Then I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go up 1 floor and I go over 4 rooms. So we could say elevator ride, step to the side. And why we say that is because this is your rate of change right here. Your change in y was 1. Your change in X, your horizontal shift, was 4. So your rate of change was 1/4. Now it is going to be a little bit different, and I didn't include an example of this. It is going to be different when you have to go down. So let me go ahead and just real quick, let me draw a line. So if, let's say on this graph, I had a point here, I know that's not such a cute point, and a point here. If I wanted to find the rate of change between my friend and I would be up here and my friend would be down here. So I would need to go down the elevator. So put your pencil on the furthest point to the left. You go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So our rate of, so we're going down the elevator 4 floors. So since we're going down, it's a negative change in Y. And then we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our rate of change for that one would be a -4/5.